Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Clarity Edge. Today, coming to you from out of studio. We just love the amazing power of technology. Yeah, today I'm coming to you from offsite, right? Now, for our friends who are joining us here for the first time, do check out our YouTube channel as well as our private Facebook group. Okay, to be constantly tuned in to our content. Now, what is Clarity Edge? Clarity Edge is a weekly talk show where I share my thoughts, my views, my opinion on various things, specifically on pro tips for business development and growth. Right, we want to help business owners and employers uh, achieve clarity through simplicity, ultimately helping them achieve profitability. Normally, we will be tuning in from my home, home office, but today, I guess there were just too many meetings happening today, and I somehow ended up out of station. But not to worry, still coming to you. Content is still very relevant. So yeah, let's just dive in for today's topic. Right. So today we will be talking about how to get people to see your perspective. Essentially, the content is about framing. We'll be talking a little bit about what are cognitive biases and different frames that you and I can use to help other people see our point of view. I'll explain some concepts to you guys as well. Same concepts I use to explain when it comes to my clients, right? So I'll be sharing it. And we're talking about some examples on how we can use these ideas when it comes to persuasion. All right, and as usual, pro tips, always pro tips. All right, cognitive bias. Let's go. What are cognitive biases? Now, basically, right, cognitive and cognition is basically your brain, specifically your mind. Just understand your mind and your brain are not the same concept. The brain is the physical, okay, the brain, the organ. However, the mind is a chemical and electrical dance between your your neural systems. Now, what does that mean? What it means is that okay, what it means, right, is that is it when you are very nervous and very kanjong, as we call it in English, you have butterflies in your stomach. Okay, blood rushes out of your abdomen area. You feel a bit queasy. Your nerves are on the end. You feel very jittery and you can't really sit still and focus. This is your mind, your neural network firing off. So our brain, our mind has some certain biases that's being executed by our subconscious. All right. If you need to ask yourself which is more powerful, your conscious mind or your subconscious mind, it is the understanding of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, that our brain is powered by our subconscious. What does it mean? It means that our subconscious is 98% and our conscious mind is only 2%. Our biases, our generalizations, our preferences, all of these are actually our subconscious. If you like blue more than you like red, you can't really articulate this, right? It's the same as love, it's the same as hate, it's the same as a sense of belonging. All of these things are operating at the subconscious level. Okay, so it's not so straightforward. All right, just understand this. Just understand that our mind is being powered by subconsciousness. So don't believe me? Just think about your biases and prejudice. Think about why you like steak more than fish or salmon, or why you like salmon more than steak. Think about your procrastination, and you will see how powerful and just how powerful our subconscious can be. Just understand that our brain is powered by subconsciousness, and our subconscious, right, has a software running in it. This software, the purpose of our subconscious brain is actually to help us to save energy or calories. Now, if you are in a very physically demanding job like a construction worker, you have nice solid muscles because you're already carrying heavy things and out in the sun doing work. But for knowledge workers, like the majority of Singaporeans, we actually use our brain to think, okay, and our brain actually burns up calories so that we continuously, you know, burn calories, right? So we are to work. So our subconscious is not our conscious mind. Logically, we know that our next meal will come in the next 4 to 6 hours. We know that we can choose our meals, whether it's fast food or what. We can make a choice because we are in a situation and environment that allows for this. However, our subconscious mind is not directly connected to this reality. What does it mean? It means is that your subconscious mind always want to save energy because they don't know where the next meal is going to come from, right? They're going to save energy. So our subconscious mind, our software running the background of our brain is to save energy. Okay, that is why a lot of people like to say that, oh, I'm very lazy by nature. It's not that you are lazy by nature. It's that everybody, even the most successful of us and the most disciplined, hardworking of us, we're all lazy by nature because our brains have a built-in mechanism to save energy. So we are quote unquote lazy or we are procrastinators. Right now, if you want, if you see the key to amazing influence, right, is not to fight human nature, it's to appeal to human nature, appeal to their self-interest, appeal to their energy saving preferences, right? So if I offer you a deal, an opportunity, or a project, no risk, make a lot of money, very certain, and anytime you can take out the money if you don't think that it's suitable for you. This arrangement is amazing for you because it appeals to all your human nature, right? And people are willing to, for example, I will talk about some cognitive biases right later. There are one cognitive bias that we have from the book, The Art of Thinking Clearly. One of the cognitive biases is we always respect people in position of authority. So if I am a newscaster, wear suit tie in front of a news station and talking, it's likely that you think that I'm credible in what I'm saying, what I'm doing, right? Because I'm in a position of authority. There are a few of these cognitive biases that persuasive people can use to leverage on to get people to do what they want by creating a reality, or at least a perceived reality that appeals to their cognitive biases. Understand this. There are many cognitive biases. You can go and Google it, check out the book Out of Thinking Clearly. There are 99 different cognitive biases: anchorman syndrome, sunk cost fallacy, uh, um, double bind, the overwhelming, the paradox of choice. There are many of such things. I'll give you an example of a cognitive bias. One of the cognitive bias, right, is sunk cost fallacy. So once you invest $10,000 into an idea, right, you want to keep investing to justify your last $10,000. So you keep putting in 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, because you don't want to lose the first 10,000 going in. Sunk cost fallacy really grip gamblers, okay, very, very, very tightly because they really lost $10,000. They think they want to take another 10,000, go and fight, hopefully win back the first $10,000 because I already put it in. If I walk away from it, I made a complete loss. So I better go and fight for it. So this is like a cognitive bias of sunk cost fallacy. The more you invest in it, even though it's not giving you ROI, the more you want to invest because you already have sunk cost, you want to retire. Sunk cost fallacy. We'll talk about some. It's not very useful in inspirational persuasion. Sunk cost fallacy normally appeals to not very good aspects of human nature. Just saying. So yeah, just think about it. Now, remember value. If you tune into my YouTube channel, at the bottom, please do subscribe to it. I have a small video about explaining what is value. How do you create a lot of value for people? So I give a quick summary over here. We create value for people, right, based on giving them what they need. So they need a drink, I give them a drink. We also can create value for them by giving them a want. So they want to drink Coke. They're thirsty, they need a drink, but they want to drink Coke, so I give them a Coke. So I create more value for them. I know they're thirsty, I give them water, Coke, ice lemon tea or whatever, but they want Coke. So I give them Coke or give them a coconut drink because what they want. So I create slightly more value by giving them something that they need. And fear. I remove a fear from them. If I can remove a fear from your life, I create a lot of value for you. In case you're wondering, which of the three creates the most amount of value, the answer is fear. Let me give you an example. You and I all need to work out and look better physically and be healthier, right? So we all need to lose weight, but we don't. We all want to lose weight. We want a six pack, look good. We want to be attractive to people because of physically it's very good, neat. You what we want. But fear means that doctor tells you stop. Don't. If you keep eating like that, your heart's going to stop in the next 3 months. Guess what? We will take action there and then. Right. So among all of them, the one that's the greatest motivation, the most ability to generate value is fear. If you're afraid your child cannot get into a school that will give you a good future, I said I can get it in. You'll pay a lot of money for the opportunity. So that's called value creation via the removal of fear. So understand this. Let's go into frames, okay? Because now we got a cognitive bias. We're going to create a frame that will leverage on the cognitive bias, that will help them to see your perspective and understand what you're trying to say. Now let's talk about this thing called perspective before I dive into frames. Now look at this. This is green and this is blue, two different things. Now depending on your frame, you can see this or it's out of frame. Now this is called within the frame. Now the frame that you select, right? Depending on how you look at it, right? The green might be bigger or the blue might be bigger, depending on how you choose to look at it and where you look at it from. So our objective when we communicate to people, right, is to use certain frames, okay, and to leverage on the cognitive bias so that the thing that you want to appear very big in front of other people will be very big, and the thing that you want to be appear as not important can be very far away. So it's a frame. So I'll share with you some frames, couple of frames that you can use immediately tomorrow to actually create the kind of effect and to create the kind of influence that you want. So let's talk a little bit about it. So the first frame that you can use is loss aversion. Loss aversion is because, as I mentioned, the human mind is naturally loss adverse as opposed to gain orientated, right? So if I say, hey, do you want to have a chance to make $10, maybe, or have a risk of losing $10? Now, if your brain is wired like a normal person, you will prefer to not export the $10 because a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Natural human reaction. What for I put $10 to make $10? I might lose the whole $10 though. Then I'll like, for what, yeah? So that's called loss aversion. Now, let's flip it on a business perspective. Would you like to meet a new prospect, okay, and lose a paying client? Nobody will choose meeting a new prospect. Everybody will say, hey, I keep my paying client. The prospect you can take it and like stuff it. Because the mind is naturally loss averse. So how do you handle this loss aversion frame? Okay, what you do is that you frame it as an opportunity cost. Hey, I understand. So for example, a client says, hey, Vernon, I only got $10. Okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I want to do 3 things for $10. Then you say, oh, we can't do all 3 things. Can you tell me which of the 3 things you don't want to do so that I can keep it under $10? Then suddenly they're like, wow, loss aversion. They don't want to lose any of the 3 things. They'll top up to $12 or $13 so you can cover everything. So it's how you frame it. So instead of saying that, hey, you got to pay more to get more, this is not going to work out for their perspective because they are loss averse. Pay more to gain more, right, is a positive gain scenario. You must ask them to reduce something. So, hey, I understand you want to do 3 things for $10. Maybe which of the 3 things you want to drop so that we can get it for $10. Then they're like, oh, I don't drop anything, I'll top it to you. I'll top it up. So this is one of the ways to handle loss aversion, which is the opportunity cost. Once you turn it into opportunity cost, you leverage on the fear element of them losing something because loss aversion is their cognitive bias, their natural cognitive bias. So that's how it works. Next, okay, more choice is not better. This is not a typo, not more choices. More choice is not a typo. More choice is not better. What does it mean? You see, the human mind is not wired for large selection because our brain has limited processing power. Most people's brain, normal people's brain. Just to give you a perspective, the human mind can remember 7 pieces of information at one point of time. So you can remember 7 numbers fairly easily. 8 number you get a bit jammed. 6 number you still got more to remember. So if you go to somebody, right, let's say you come to my shop, I'm a Giordano salesman, you come to my shop, and then I come to you and say, hi, excuse me, sir, how can I help you? What would you like? They say, I don't know. Say, well, I got a lot of things. Then you start going through each item from one pair of socks to a $100 sweater, right? You start to go through one item by item. It's a complete waste of everybody's time. You're not going to get the desired outcome because you offer them too many choices. So more choice is not better, right? What you should do is you give them a limited selection that is very tailored and specific to them so that they can make an easier decision. Now, reducing the amount of choices, there is Balance. Don't just give them one. I think one they got no choice. Don't give them nine. Nine is too many. All right, three or five. Okay, the magic numbers is 1, 3, 5, 7. All right, ideally it's 3 or 5 maximum. 3 is the best, right? Which is why Starbucks have tall, grande, and venti. 3. And do you notice that the price between tall and venti, the price between grande and venti, right? Sorry, the price between tall and grande and venti, right? Is $1. Is it $1 more? I get the biggest drink. Of course, I'll top up. Actually, that's the way they persuade you to make a decision, because they are trying to limit your choices and then position the price strategy such a way that it looks very common sense of it. You feel actually smart by paying them $7 for a drink. Incredible, right? Hashtag marketing. All right. I will share with you guys at this point the difference between a consultant and a salesperson. Now, a salesperson, right? Okay, is a person that's obviously trying to sell something. So when you come into the shop, right, his job is to introduce things to you. If you got 10 things in his shop, he will talk to you about 10 things. That's called a salesperson. All right, you have been to Giordano, he's a salesperson. You have been to Shell Pump Petrol. The guy said, "Excuse me, sir, would you like a abalone, or would you like a free drink, or a very promotion drink?" So this is a salesperson. He's just talking about himself. He never asks about where I'm going, what I'm doing. Whereas a consultant is somebody that listens to the needs of the client, understands their need, right, and then with their vast contact network and service offering, right, take out three for the client to choose. So this is a consultant. A consultant is a person that helps to cut down the mental load for the client and then makes a recommendation. Consultant. Now, a good way to understand this is a tailor, a really good tailor, versus a guy that sells nice suits. So if you go down to Benjamin Barker, for example, he's just like, "Hey, excuse me, I'm here looking for a shirt. What shirt is good for me? Or what's your promotion? Or what's your best season design or whatever?" Then the salesman will just educate you on all the range, you make a decision. Thank you very much, go away. Commission near to zero. But if you go for a tailor, which is a consultant, the tailor asks you, "Okay, Vernon, what event are you going to? When is the event? So how much time you have? When's the event? What's the theme? What is your partner going? What's your partner dressing for the event? Who is your partner? Who is the guest of honor? Where's the location? What's is it a black tie event? Is it whatever morning? Is it a day event, an outdoor event, an indoor event?" So a tailor asks you a whole bunch of questions. Then finally say, "Okay, I recommend that you do this." So that's like a consultant situation. So a consultant actually reduces the number of choices. Whereas a salesperson sometimes might not reduce it, increase it even more because we keep throwing different options to the client. That's why most of the time when we go shopping ourselves, it's a huge disaster because we don't really know what we're buying. We spend $1 or so, it's the wrong dollar because we don't really know what we're doing. Right? Fewer choices, right, is better only to a point. So you don't reduce something because like two choice. Two choice is like this or that. So the people don't like it. Three choice very reasonable. Five choice is stretching it. Anything more like seven will not be stressful already. So try to reduce it three choices, not two. So it's better to a point. Don't go below three for giving offering people a choice. Okay, next. Okay, now imagine if I tell you, if you work with me, I can get you a 5% gain if you work with me. But is it good or bad? You have no idea, right? So this is the thing. You see, there's this very famous story. Might not be true. I don't know. There's a poor beggar begging on the street, and this guy has this sign that says, that I'm blind, and then everybody wants to ask for donation. Now somebody uh, added 4 words to that cardboard, and after that the money just keep pouring in. So what is the 4 words that he added in? He put there, "It's springtime and I'm blind." Now straight away people feel like, wow, yeah, he can't enjoy this great springtime with us. Then they open up the wallets and start giving. So this is the concept, contrast for perspective. Whenever you offer options to people, you must always contrast it. So for example, say, "Hey, my fee is $3,000 per month." They say, "Wow, that's very expensive." I say, "Hey, you can take $3,000, you can't even hire a fresh grad who don't know what they're doing and you're going to train them some more. I will come in and get the job done for you. That's my price." So, "Oh wow, actually it makes sense. I just need to do the job. This is the price. I'm actually saving money because I'm getting an experienced person to do the job. I don't really need him here 40 hours a week." Okay, always compare so that they have context. Compare. Of course, compare to the right thing lah. I don't compare like, "Hey, I'm $10, he's $5, he's cheaper, I'm more expensive." Then compare that kind of thing. No, don't compare that kind of thing. Compare price go nowhere. Right? You must compare value, compare opportunity, compare different types of value creation. All right, so that's that. Okay, we're gonna move on to take some quick examples as we are moving on to wrap up the session. Now, standard. Okay, as a consultant, right? I mean, I go for many meetings and features and all that kind of stuff. The client always wants everything. Okay, so when the client wants everything, what I do? So I sit down and say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want everything, and I want it at half price. Then I say, okay, I can't do it at half price. Okay, Mr. Client, I can't do it at half price. However, what I can do for you is that we can do half of the things for half the price. Right? Choose which half you want to give up. Then the client will be like, wow, it sounds like a good game, lah, right? So then they will have them to think a bit, and then they will make a value proposition back to you. So always remember when you are in the jam, as by Chris Voss, the negotiation book, when in doubt, don't know what to do, just ask the client back, hey, how do you expect me to do that? How do you expect me to give you everything at half the price? How do you expect me to do that? Then the client will reply, standard, I don't care how, that's up to you. I said, I understand. So that's why I'm telling to you, we do half the thing at half the price. That's how it works. If you like the first half, you continue the other half. So I'm cutting to you half the price. Oh, I want everything for half price. I said, how do you expect me to do that? If you have a budget constraint, I can do half the amount of things for half the price. You can still see whether it works for you, and you get half the result, no problem. So then you create a frame, right? They say, hey, the frame is loss aversion. You tell them which one to drop. Then after it will just find the budget for you if your budget is reasonable. Next, how can I help you? As mentioned just now for my example, Giordano. Don't go up to a person and ask how can I help you. Don't go in front of a client or a prospect and say how can I help you. The more you do that, right, you offer all the control and power over to the other guy. Then the other guy will make ridiculous and illogical requests from you that you cannot fulfill because you don't have the resources, all the technology, all the network to support. You instead should go there and ask, what are your objectives? What keeps you up at night? What's exciting for you? Understand their needs, wants, desires, hopes, and dreams before you offer them something that is from your network and that you can support and can deliver with accuracy and predictability. All right, so these are the two examples I can suggest to you. Remember, we covered a few key things, right? We covered a few frames. The loss aversion frame, tell them the opportunity cost. We covered the compare and contrast, and we covered the suddenly my brain just jammed. And we covered the contrast for portfolio. Always compare, all right? This is my favorite, right? When you position something, look at this $8 ATM for bucket of popcorn and some sugar water. I think the cost price for this is like not even 50 cents or 80 cents. But if you go to Shaw Plaza or whatever, Shaw Cinemas, look where they price the combo. You always feel like you should buy a combo and upsize. One Coke is $5. One Coke plus popcorn is $8.80. Oh, of course, I will get the Coke plus popcorn because $8.80 is better value for money. But you never consider that $5 for a cup of Coke is completely ridiculous as a price. But you don't think that way. You feel smart. You feel smart buying the bundle, right? And then the nachos, and then one sausage for $3, right? You think it's okay because you bundle it together. Then it reduces the price. This is called the logical upside. Present your value offering to them in such a way that it appears to be a logical upside. Now, this is something to help them feel smart about themselves and help them help them with the compare and contrast, help them make sense out of it. Okay, so basically this marks the end of our session today. I hope that you enjoyed your learning today, and if you need to have the logical upsides, do chat to me. Right, so final shout out today. Please do check in my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group for more randomness and insights regarding business growth, clarity, and profitability. With that, thank you very much for tuning in, whether recording or not, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for another sharing session of Possible. Thank you.